The paradox of allostasis and allostatic load are the primary hormonal mediators of the stress response in relation to the chemicals and hormones associated with it. The concepts of allostasis and allostatic load center around the brain as interpreter and responder to the environmental challenges and as a target of those challenges. Allostatic load takes the form of chemical imbalances in anxiety disorders, depressive illness, hostile and aggressive states, substance abuse, and PTSD. It is commonly assumed that all stress and stress hormones are bad, and this isn't necessarily true. Some are, and the negative effects mostly occur when there is an overproduction or underproduction of stress chemicals that start to harm other parts of the body, like metabolism, immune response, and organ function. However, chemicals like cortisol can increase memory and immune responses when it is elevated under acute stress. But it can be harmful to memory and immune responses to injury and infection if the levels are too high. Both the allostatic and allostasis load can be helpful and harmful depending on the trigger of stress.
It goes back to saying that the concept of allostasis and allostatic load have a nonlinear relationship, meaning that it influences simultaneously the brain and other parts of the body. The allostasis load has certain mediators that affect the output of other mediators in the body. For example, cortisol is an allostasis mediator. It helps activate white blood cells in the immune system and helps regulate the output of other mediators, which sometimes result in what the book refers to call a U-shape, or in other words, nonlinear dose-response relationship. These mediators of allostasis act simultaneously on many issues and other organs in the body. Disorders such as depression and mild cognitive impairment and aging often happen together. Studies about the allostasis and allostatic load have provided this framework that has been helping in connecting the biology of stress with other factors that promote stress-related disorders. Knowing how the body inversely creates certain mediators under stress, it will help doctors and scientists understand how to treat and prevent certain health problems.
So Natalia, compared to friends and family, how do you respond to stress?
I think in comparison to friends and family, I don't handle stress as well as they do. I feel like when I'm put into a stressful situation, I'm not in control over it.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
But how do you, in comparison to friends and family, handle stress or stressful situations?
I try to see stress as a good thing, because whenever I'm assigned homework or a project, I know that there's an end, and I know when I reach that end, I'll feel very accomplished. So the stress just pushes me to work harder and do better.
Is there anything in your life that maybe causes or triggers stress in your life?
Schoolwork and my job trigger stress because it's hard to find that perfect balance. We all want to do good on our schoolwork because it decides our future. So I know the stress will help me get there because, once again, it helps me push myself to work harder and to do better. So what triggers stress for you?
Like yourself, I feel like school plays a major role in how stressed I get. There's a lot of things that are on your shoulders, in a sense, that weigh you down when choosing to go to college. You have to do well in order to get to the career that you want to be. College isn't cheap, as we all know. So a lot of things that involve schoolwork causes me to get stressed.
Posner and Rothbard contributed greatly to our understanding of the influence of genes and our environment on self-regulation. They identified the MAOA and DRD4 genes that are dopamine related. they show that individuals with different alleles have different reactions in the anterior cingulate under an fMRI machine.
Having a good self-regulatory function can help with the brain stimuli, so the brain can comprehend questions and solve problems with a higher level of thinking. And with training, anyone can have a good self-regulatory function. Students have worked on having a good self-regulatory function, are able to comprehend a higher level of thinking during school, and are able to understand questions asked by them and be able to give a quick response to that question.